The door slammed shut with a force that rattled the windows, and I froze in the hallway, my heart pounding as I heard my mother's voice slice through the air like a knife. "That woman next door is poison, Mackenzie. Stay away from her and that deviant daughter of hers." But even as her words echoed, I couldn't shake the memory of Madison's smile from earlier that day, the way her eyes had locked onto mine across the fence, pulling me in like a tide I couldn't resist. I stood there, staring at the closed door to the living room, my mind racing. Mom had always been protective, but this hatred for the neighbors, the Harrisons, felt personal, raw. It started when they moved in last year, right after Dad left us. Mrs. Harrison was a single mom too, raising Madison on her own, but Mom acted like they were the enemy. "They're not like us," she'd say, her voice dripping with disdain. What did that even mean? I was 19, home from college for the summer, and all I wanted was a quiet break. But Madison. She was 20, studying art at the local community college, and something about her made my pulse quicken in ways I couldn't explain. That afternoon, I'd been in the backyard, pretending to water the plants, when Madison appeared on her side of the fence. "Hey neighbor," she called out, her voice light but with an edge that hinted at deeper thoughts. She leaned against the wooden slats, her short black hair catching the sunlight. "Your mom's garden is looking killer. Mine's a mess." I laughed, surprised at how easy it felt to talk to her. We chatted about nothing: school, the heat wave, our shared boredom. And before I knew it, an hour had passed. When I went inside, Mom was waiting, her arms crossed, eyes narrowed. "What were you doing out there?" she demanded. I lied, said I was just gardening. But the truth gnawed at me. I wanted to see Madison again. Lying in bed that night, I replayed the conversation in my head. Why did Mom hate them so much? I'd heard whispers in the neighborhood, rumors about Mrs. Harrison's lifestyle. Whatever that meant. Was it because she was openly gay? Mom never said it outright, but her church friends clucked their tongues about those kinds of people. And Madison, was she like her mom? The thought sent a shiver through me, not of fear but something else, curiosity, maybe excitement. I tossed and turned, my mind a whirlwind. What if I was drawn to her for reasons I wasn't ready to admit? The risk felt enormous. Defying Mom could tear our fragile family apart. But staying away? That felt impossible. The next morning, I woke to the sound of arguing voices drifting from downstairs. Mom was on the phone, her tone sharp. "I don't care what the HOA says, Evelyn Harrison is bringing down property values with her choices." I crept down the stairs, eavesdropping. It was about a petition. Mom was rallying neighbors to complain about the Harrisons' rainbow flag in their yard. My stomach twisted. This wasn't just dislike, it was a crusade. I slipped out the back door before she noticed, my feet carrying me toward the fence without conscious thought. Madison was there again, sketching in a notebook. She looked up and smiled, that same pull in her eyes. "Couldn't sleep either?" she asked, as if she knew my secrets. We talked more. About her art, my undecided major in psychology. She confessed her mom had come out late in life, after divorcing her dad, and how it had split their family. "People judge what they don't understand," she said softly. I nodded, thinking of Mom. As we spoke, I felt a connection forming, fragile but real. But guilt crept in. What was I doing? Betraying Mom's trust for a girl I barely knew? Days blurred into secret meetings by the fence. Madison shared stories of her struggles. Bullying in high school for being different. The way friends had abandoned her when rumors spread about her orientation. "I'm not ashamed," she said one evening, her voice steady. "But it hurts when the world makes you feel like you should be." I listened, my own doubts surfacing. I'd dated guys before, but it never felt right. Was this why? The thought terrified me. Mom's words echoed, "Stay away." But each time I saw Madison, the pull grew stronger. One afternoon things escalated. Mom caught me mid-conversation. "Mackenzie," she barked, storming out. Madison vanished inside and Mom dragged me back, her face red. "I told you. That girl's trouble. Her mother's influence is corrupting everything." I argued back for the first time. "They're just people, Mom. Why do you hate them?" She paused, then whispered, "Because I know what it's like to lose someone to that life." Her eyes filled with tears. "Dad? No, that couldn't be." But she wouldn't say more, leaving me reeling. That night, alone in my room, I paced. Mom's pain was real, but so was my growing affection for Madison. Was I willing to risk our relationship for this? The answer scared me, yes. I texted Madison. We'd exchanged numbers secretly, and we agreed to meet at the park down the street. As I snuck out, my heart hammered. This was the start of something dangerous, but I couldn't turn back. The park was quiet under the streetlights. Madison waited on a bench, her expression a mix of hope and fear. I didn't think you'd come, she admitted. We sat close, talking in hushed tones. She reached for my hand and I didn't pull away. The touch sent sparks through me. But as we leaned in, a car headlight swept by Mom's car. Panic surged. I bolted home, leaving Madison confused. Back in bed, regret washed over me. What had I done? The risk was real now, and the price? Potentially everything. The guilt from that night lingered like a shadow, but it didn't stop me. If anything, it fueled the fire. The next day, I found a note slipped under my door, Madison's handwriting. We need to talk. Coffee shop on Main, 2 p.m. My hands trembled as I read it. Mom was out at her church group, railing against moral decay in the community, no doubt including the Harrisons. I debated ignoring the note, but the pull was too strong. What if this was my chance to understand myself? At the coffee shop, Madison was already there, stirring her latte with a distant look. Last night scared you, she said as I sat down. I nodded, confessing my mom's hatred and my own confusion. I've never felt this way about anyone, I whispered. She smiled sadly. Me neither. But we have to be careful. My mom warned me about yours. She thinks she's starting a witch hunt. We talked for hours, sharing vulnerabilities. Madison opened up about her first crush in high school, how it ended in heartbreak when the girl denied everything to save face. Society's not kind to us, she said. I thought of Mom's petition, the whispers at family dinners. Was I ready to face that? As we left, our hands brushed and I felt a rush. But walking home, doubt crept in. What if Mom found out? Our family was already fractured. Dad's absence left a void, and Mom clung to her beliefs like a lifeline. Defying her could shatter what was left. Yet, ignoring my feelings felt like betraying myself. That evening, Mom confronted me about being out. Where were you? She demanded. I lied again, but her eyes searched mine, suspicious. Don't let them poison you, Mackenzie. Her words stung. Poison? Madison was kind, talented, real. The conflict tore at me. Loyalty to family versus my emerging truth. Our meetings became more frequent, stolen moments in hidden spots. One day at the library, Madison showed me her sketches, portraits of strong women defying odds. This one's you, she said, handing me a drawing of a girl with auburn hair, eyes fierce. I blushed, touched. But as we huddled over books, a familiar face appeared. Aunt Clara, Mom's sister, browsing nearby. I panicked, pulling Madison behind a shelf. She can't see us, I hissed. We escaped, but the close call left me shaken. Was this worth the paranoia? Back home, Mom announced a family dinner, with the church pastor. We need guidance, she said, her tone final. Over roast chicken, Pastor Reynolds preached about traditional values and the threat of alternative lifestyles. Mom nodded vigorously, glancing at me. We've got to protect our kids, she added. I sat silent, my mind screaming. Protect from what? From happiness? After dinner, I retreated to my room, journaling my thoughts. Why does love have to be a battle? Madison texted. Miss you already. I replied, but guilt weighed heavy. Each step closer to her meant stepping away from Mom. The turning point came at a neighborhood block party. Mom insisted I go, to show unity against the Harrisons, who weren't invited. But Madison showed up anyway, defiantly. We locked eyes across the crowd, and I slipped away to meet her behind the community center. This is risky, she whispered, but her hand found mine. We talked about dreams, her art school aspirations, my desire to help people through therapy. For a moment the world faded. But then voices approached, Mom and her friends. I saw that Harrison girl sneaking around, one said. We froze, hearts pounding. I pushed Madison away gently. Go, I urged. She hesitated, hurt flashing in her eyes. Are you ashamed? She asked. The question hit like a punch. As she left, Mom found me. What are you doing back here? Her suspicion deepened. That night, arguments erupted. You're changing, Mackenzie. Is it her? I denied it, but lies piled up. In bed, I agonized. Was hiding our connection a betrayal to Madison? Or was pursuing it a betrayal to Mom? The moral tangle suffocated me. Weeks passed in a haze of tension. Madison and I met less, but our texts grew deeper. Confessions of fear, hope. One evening she called voice-breaking. My mom's getting hate mail because of your mom's petition. Anger surged through me. I confronted Mom the next morning. This has to stop. You're hurting innocent people. She looked shocked, then defensive. I'm protecting our values. If you can't see that. Her implication hung, choose sides. The pressure built, my inner conflict raging. Loyalty or love? The choice loomed, inevitable. Then the betrayal hit. I found Mom's journal while cleaning. Entries about Dad leaving for another man, her buried pain. It clicked. Her hatred stemmed from loss, projected onto the Harrisons. Sympathy mixed with fury. How could she let past wounds dictate our lives? I decided to tell Madison everything, hoping for understanding. We met at the park again under twilight. Your mom. She's hurting too, I explained. Madison nodded but added, that doesn't excuse the damage. As we embraced briefly, a flash of headlights, Mom driving by. She saw us. The shock on her face mirrored my dread. The confrontation was coming, and the price? Our family's fragile peace. The drive home was silent torture. Mom waited in the living room, arms crossed, face a mask of fury and betrayal. Get in here, Mackenzie, she commanded as I entered. I sat, heart racing. What were you doing with that girl? Her voice cracked, revealing the hurt beneath the anger. I took a breath, deciding honesty was the only path. We're friends, Mom. More than that, maybe. I like her, a lot. The words hung heavy, the admission freeing yet terrifying. Mom's eyes widened, then filled with tears. No. Not you too. She paced, recounting Dad's departure, how he'd confessed his sexuality, leaving her shattered. I won't lose you to the same thing. Her pain was palpable, but so was my resolve. This isn't about Dad. It's about me. We argued for hours, voices rising. Society will judge you, destroy you, she warned. I countered. Hiding who I am will destroy me more. The clash exposed our deepest fears. Hers of abandonment, mine of inauthenticity. The next day the fallout spread. Mom called Aunt Clara, who arrived with lectures on moral choices. Think of your future, she urged. I felt cornered, my decisions scrutinized. Meanwhile, Madison texted support. I'm here whatever happens. But her mom, Evelyn, was furious too, about the petition's impact. Your family's tearing ours apart, Madison confided later. The divide widened, forcing me to navigate loyalties. Was loving Madison worth this war? At college orientation, I'd returned part-time. Whispers followed me. Mom had confided in church friends and word spread. A classmate sneered. Heard you're into girls now. Careful, don't hit on me. The sting of prejudice hit hard. I called Madison, voice trembling. This is what you warned about, she soothed. We face it together. But doubt crept. Was our bond strong enough? A major confrontation brewed when Mom organized a family intervention with Pastor Reynolds. Seated in our living room, he quoted scriptures, urging me to resist temptation. Mom nodded, desperate. Choose right, Mackenzie. I stood, anger boiling. Love isn't wrong. I stormed out, driving to Madison's. She welcomed me, but her eyes held worry. This could break everything. We talked late, weighing costs. My family's rejection versus our happiness. The decision crystallized during a heated phone call with Mom. If you pursue this, you're choosing them over us, she said. Tears streamed as I replied. I'm choosing myself. Hanging up, grief washed over me. The price was steep, potential estrangement. Madison held me, but even she questioned. Are we worth it? Her vulnerability mirrored mine. That night, inner monologues raced. Had I betrayed my roots? Or honored my truth? Society's pressure amplified. At a local event, we held hands publicly for the first time. Stares followed, murmurs. An old neighbor approached. Your mom raised you better. The judgment fueled defiance but also isolation. Friends distanced themselves, fearing association. It's complicated, one said. Complicated? It was excruciating. Madison faced similar backlash. Lost art commissions due to rumors. People see us as threats, she lamented. Our bond deepened amid adversity, but cracks formed. Arguments over handling the drama. One explosive fight erupted when I suggested slowing down. Maybe we need space, I said, fearing more loss. Madison recoiled. Is that what you want? To cave to pressure? Hurt flashed. She accused me of weakness. I fired back. I'm the one losing my family. We parted angry, the first real rift. Alone, regret consumed me. Had my indecision damaged us irreparably? Reconciliation came via a heartfelt letter from Madison. I love you, but we can't let fear win. Reading it, resolve hardened. I confronted Mom again, this time calmly. Accept me or lose me. She listened, tears flowing. I don't understand, but I love you. A tentative bridge, but fragile. The moral quandary persisted. Was forcing acceptance fair? Or necessary? As tensions eased slightly, a new betrayal surfaced. Aunt Clara leaked our story to a local blog, framing it as a cautionary tale against deviant influences. Outrage ensued. Online harassment targeted us. Madison broke down. Why can't they leave us alone? I comforted her, but fury burned. This was the price of visibility, vulnerability to hate. Yet it sparked awakening, joining a support group, advocating quietly. But the damage lingered, trust eroded. The blog post went viral in our small town, amplifying the drama. Comments poured in. Supportive voices mixed with vitriol. Disgusting, one read. Brave, another countered. Mom was mortified, blaming herself. I didn't mean for this, she admitted over coffee. For the first time we talked openly. Her fears rooted in loss, mine in suppression. I want you happy, she conceded, but added. It's hard to let go. Progress yet incomplete. The ethical tightrope. Push for full acceptance, or settle for tolerance. Madison and I navigated the storm together, but strain showed. She withdrew, focusing on art as escape. Painting helps me process, she said, showing a canvas of swirling colors, our turmoil visualized. I admired her resilience but envied it too. My psychology classes highlighted internal conflicts, cognitive dissonance tearing at identities. Was I strong enough? A session with a counselor helped. Your choices define you, but consider ripple effects. The weight of decisions pressed heavier. A pivotal moment arrived at a family gathering. Mom invited the Harrisons, a shocking olive branch. Let's talk, she proposed. Tension filled the air as Evelyn and Madison arrived. Awkward hellos led to heated discussions. Evelyn shared her journey. Coming out, losing friends. Mom listened, empathizing with shared single mom struggles. But when Madison and I sat close, discomfort resurfaced. This isn't easy, Mom confessed. The evening ended in uneasy truce but breakthroughs. Mom hugged Madison tentatively. Hope flickered, but realism tempered it. Change was gradual. Yet betrayal struck again. Pastor Reynolds, feeling sidelined, preached a sermon targeting wayward youth, subtly referencing us. Congregants boycotted Evelyn's business, a small gallery. Madison raged. This is war. We debated response. Confront or ignore? I chose confrontation, attending church to speak up. Love isn't selective, I declared from the pews. Gasps echoed. Mom looked proud yet terrified. The act empowered me but alienated others. The cost? Fractured community ties. Inner turmoil peaked during a solo drive. Thoughts swirled. Had my pursuit of love been selfish? Madison's sacrifices, enduring hate for me, weighed on conscience. Returning home, I found her waiting. We need to decide our future, she said seriously. We listed pros and cons. Joy versus pain, freedom versus security. I choose you, I affirmed. But doubt lingered. Was this right? Society's mirror reflected harshly. At a pride event, our first, we felt belonging. Yet outsider stares reminded of division. A protester shouted slurs. Security intervened. Shaken, Madison questioned. Is this our life now? I reassured but internally wavered. Moral debates raged. Defy norms for authenticity, or conform for peace. The answer eluded but commitment solidified. Mom's evolution continued slowly. She attended a PFLAG meeting, learning. I was wrong, she admitted one night. Tears flowed as we hugged. But Evelyn remained wary. Actions over words. The families tiptoed toward healing, but scars remained. A dinner together tested bonds, laughter mixed with awkward silences. Progress yet precarious. As summer ended, college loomed. Madison applied to transfer near me. Together we can face anything, she said. Optimism bloomed, but realism cautioned. A final confrontation. Aunt Clara apologized, admitting jealousy over Mom's attention. Forgiveness came hard but necessary. The web of relationships mended partially, highlighting human complexity. Through it all, personal growth emerged. I embraced my identity, volunteering at LGBTQ centers. Madison's art flourished, inspired by our story. But the price paid, emotional exhaustion, lost connections, haunted. Was it worth it? The question echoed as we planned ahead. With fall approaching, decisions crystallized. I packed for college, Mom helping reluctantly. Be safe, she urged, a subtle acceptance in her tone. Madison visited, our goodbye lingering. This isn't the end, she promised. Driving away, reflections flooded. From secret fence talks to public stands, the journey reshaped me. But had I chosen correctly? Campus life brought new challenges. Roommates whispered. I confronted, fostering understanding. Madison joined virtually, our calls sustaining. But distance amplified doubts. Was our love resilient? A visit weekend tested, we argued over future plans. What if your mom relapses? She asked. I snapped. What if you give up? Hurt words flew, exposing fears. Reconciliation followed, strengthening bonds. The cycle of conflict and resolution defined us. Back home for holidays, tensions resurfaced. Mom hosted, inviting Harrisons. Evelyn accepted warily. Dinner unfolded dramatically. Toasts to new beginnings, but undercurrents of past grievances. When Madison and I shared a glance, Mom smiled faintly, growth evident. Yet, a cousin's snide remark ignited debate. Family first, right? I countered. Family includes chosen ones. The table divided, mirroring societal splits. Ethical quandaries surfaced. Prioritize blood ties or forged ones. Post-holiday, a crisis hit. Madison's gallery show faced protests, orchestrated by church holdouts. We rallied support, turning negativity into publicity. Success followed, but exhaustion set in. Is fighting forever? She wondered. I pondered. The toll of resistance versus surrender. Choosing resistance felt right, yet draining. Personal awakenings deepened. Therapy sessions unpacked traumas. Mom's abandonment issues, my identity struggles. You're not defined by others' expectations, the counselor affirmed. Applying this, I wrote Mom a letter, detailing my journey, seeking full embrace. Her response: I'm trying daily. Incremental change, but meaningful. As the year turned, our story inspired others. A neighbor's daughter came out, crediting our visibility. Pride swelled, but humility tempered. Our path wasn't universal. Madison's art series, Fractured Hearts, captured the essence, beauty in brokenness. Exhibiting it, we faced critics, but acclaim outweighed. Yet, betrayals lingered in memory. Lost friends, strained relations, the ledger of losses. Reflecting alone, I questioned. Had love justified the pain? Madison echoed similar thoughts during a quiet evening. We paid dearly, she said. Nodding, I replied. But we'd pay again. Conviction grew, solidifying our union. Spring brought renewal. Mom visited campus, meeting Madison formally. Take care of her, she told Madison, a blessing disguised. Tears flowed, bridges mended. Society's evolution mirrored. Local policies shifted toward inclusivity, partly due to our advocacy. But challenges persisted, discrimination's underbelly. In a final twist, Aunt Clara reached out, seeking reconciliation. I was wrong, she admitted. Forgiving her, closure arrived. The narrative arc completed. From shock to awakening. Through it all, the core remained. Choices, consequences. We emerged scarred but stronger, questioning norms. But was defying family for personal truth always justified? Or does it sometimes cross into selfishness?